As the Vice Chairman of this subcommittee, Ms. Lesko, for her 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And this is definitely an eye-opening and somber committee hearing, so thank you for having it, Mr. Chair. My first question is for Ms. Shim. The U.S. Center for Safe Sport has referred back to U.S. soccer more than 600 cases it thought could be better handled at the national governing body level, most involving emotional and physical abuse and violations of minor athlete abuse prevention policies. Do you know what the outcomes of these cases have been, and can you describe what the resolution process is with your organization?
Yes, we do track those cases, and I don't have the numbers here with me, but I can get those and submit them to the record. Our organizations are responsible for addressing concerns that we would consider lower level. Some of that is athlete-on-athlete abuse. Think 12-year-old boys being on the same team, saying bad words to each other, things like that are reported. And it's our responsibility as an NGB to follow up on those reports. So we acknowledge and appreciate the caseload that the Center for Safe Sport has, and we do take those cases back and handle them as an NGB.
Do you know approximately how many are open still, or, what's your rate of resolving them? No, I don't have that information in front of me. Okay. They do get handled fairly quickly because they are resolved at, more like the club level or organization level. Okay, thank you. My next question is for Ms. Colon. How would you characterize Safe Sports communications with victims who have filed reports of abuse with the center? I know that you have talked about some specifics, but how would you characterize it? Tell me how you communicate with them.
I'd say it's improving, but we haven't always been the best at communicating process, where people are within the process or results, right, of cases. And I think that's been kind of talked about from every one of the witnesses today, that we need to do more of that. So whether that is adding additional educational content to explain how we operate and our process for athletes on our website, is that adding additional navigators to help people walk through those processes, and also implementing more timeframes for investigators, right, to make sure that they are communicating regularly when wanted, because sometimes athletes don't want to hear from us very often, but giving them that opportunity and the ability to tell us what they want as far as communication, which I think has been missing.
Thank you. My next question is again for Ms. Shim. What problems arise when Safe Sport doesn't inform you why they are administratively closing a case? I know you said people are upset, or actually they closed it against them, right? So what about when they administratively close the case?
Yeah, so one thing that happens frequently is that the respondent goes around telling everyone that their name has been cleared, which is not the case, right? It's not a finding of no violation. It is an admin closure, and it's really hard for us to combat that narrative. And we just, some of the two-liners that we get are really egregious, sexual assault of a minor, and we don't have more information than that. So, I would say that the hardest thing for me is waking up every morning and knowing that there could be predators out in our sport, and there's nothing that we can do about that.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. My next question is for, again, Ms. Colon. Can you understand why these national governing bodies, their concern and confusion when they are not given any information as to why a case is administratively closed?
Oh, I certainly understand. It does make it difficult for them to make decisions, whether that is around safety planning or if it's membership decisions or employment decisions. So, we are working on that to give them more insight as to why a case was closed so that they can make better decisions on their end.
Well, good. It sounds like, there's a problem. You recognize it, and so hopefully you both can all of you work together, and with that, I yield back.
Generally yields back and now recognize Ms. Kamick for her 5 minutes of questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you to all our witnesses